Hi there, Howard Tinker from Restaurant Profits here. What you probably don't know about me is that I am a big rugby league fan. I've supported rugby league since I was a kid. My dad used to play. He was also a manager, a coach, and a referee. And so it's actually in my blood to love rugby league. And since I moved to Australia, about 25 years ago, I've been a Roosters supporter, so the Sydney Roosters. And the thing I want to talk to you about today is how they have developed a culture where their team don't want to leave. And the reason I tell you that is because I think it's incredibly important for you guys, because you're going to be in a very similar situation where players, or staff in our case, are scarce, and great players are even scarcer, and your staff, great staff, are even scarcer. So when you get one of these people that perform at a very high level in your restaurant, it's like a player at a club that's one of the best players. They don't want to lose them. Now, in most cases in rugby league, when a player comes to the end of their contract, or they're nearing the end of their contract, the player wants more money in order to leave. And the club can't do anything but give them more money, because all the other clubs would give them more money. Now, what's interesting at the Roosters is that they don't have to operate that way. So when these great players, in most cases, there has been the odd exception, but when these great players come to the end of their contract, they want to stay at the Roosters, so they don't jack up their wages by 20 or 30%. They actually know that the club can't afford to do that for all the different individuals, and they want to stay within this club and this culture. And why is it that they would do that they would sacrifice an increase in wages for themselves in order to stay and benefit the club? Well, the reason is that they have an amazing culture at the Roosters. And so whenever you hear anyone retire from that club, any of the players, or anybody talk about the club from within, what they talk about is not just the 17 players that play on the field and the coach and the trainer. They talk about the woman at the front desk. They talk about the marketing team. They talk about the admin people. They talk about the people that run the club where they go to celebrate. They talk about a matriarch, a woman that's in there who's called Auntie, that meets them on their first day as they walk through the door as kids. And he's still there now as these guys are retiring at the end of their careers. They talk about the fact that everybody in the club is committed to them and to them performing at their best. Now, when you think about that in terms of your business, do people that work within your business get the impression that everybody in the business, whether it's you as the owner, the managers, your partner, the other members of staff, are committed to them performing at their best? And this has to go right down to the pot washer, the person that sweeps the floor, which is possibly you, right through to you, that everybody cares about everybody else and that they can perform at their best. Now, truth be told, if we get all the BS out of the room, probably not. Probably you've seen people that work for you as a pair of hands. You have to pay them X number of hours a week, and then you want them to do their job. When I've said in the past that you need to pay people in order to train them, so that you have to have them come in quarter of an hour or half an hour before shift and you train them, people have often said to me, I can't afford to do that. I don't have the money to do that. I don't want to spend the money there. Well, now we're in a situation where there is a real staff shortage and a real great staff shortage. And so now the staff, the shoe's on the other foot. The staff are saying to you, why should I stay here? Not you saying, why should I have you here? And so you have to look at, what's the culture here? How can I make people feel valued within this business so that they don't want to leave when the opportunity comes up, when somebody else is trying to poach them to leave? And all of this comes down to you developing a culture that people feel is more important than them going somewhere else for more money. Now, there's 12 questions that you can ask yourself that will help you to form a culture in your restaurant. And these questions came from research of 1 million people when they left their jobs. 1 million people were interviewed, and why did you leave? What were the things that caused you to leave? And you might think that money's going to be on there. It's not even in the 12 questions. The questions are things like, did you know what your job was? Did you know that anyone inside the business cared for you? Did you have a best friend in the business? Did you have a career plan? Did you have somebody meet with you on a regular basis, whether that's quarterly or half year or a year, to talk about your career? Did you feel that your input was valued? So these are questions that people will say no, and they leave because they want to be valued somewhere else. We've thought about people in terms of how productive they are or how skillful they are in what they do. We're only thinking about a small portion of them as a human being. Of course they want to feel cared about. You want to feel cared about, right? Of course they want to get coached on how to do their job better. You want to be able to do that, right? Of course they want to know that they are valued and that they're listened to and that they're understood. Now you might think, oh my God, this is bullshit. I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to listen to this. I don't value people that much inside my business. I just need to make money. Well, the problem with that approach is your staff know that that's how you feel about them, and as soon as they get an opportunity to go elsewhere, they will. And the problem for you is there's a shortage of staff. So you can keep going down that way and lose staff and possibly lose your business, or you can start to value people, train them, engage with them, coach them, and make them feel like they want to stay. And then you will have the kind of business like the Roosters where people actually will forego an increase in wages to stay with you because they feel cared about. And then you will have a successful business just like the Roosters. And they also have success on the field too because they have great players. And the same will go for you. If you're interested in that, if you're interested in the 12 questions, if you're interested in training on this, we're doing training later this year, get in touch with us. I can get you those 12 questions so you can have a look at what it is that you can do to improve your culture and make your business one where everybody wants to work and stay. And if you want to come to the training as well, get in touch with us through the website, restaurantprofits.com.au, or send me a message and I'll get those things to you.